5 important things I wish I knew before I started entrepreneurship. What's happening, my friend? My name's David and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing 5 things that I wish I knew before I started business in the hope that it saves you a lot of time, money, and heartache. So if you're new to my channel and you like personal and spiritual development videos, hit the subscribe button and notification bell because I release new videos every Monday. And let's get right into it. Recently I was on Facebook and I'm a member of this group, and somebody posted, what are the things that you would tell yourself, or what are the lessons that you've learned since starting your entrepreneurial journey that you would relay to your younger self? What are some of the lessons that you've learned? And here are 5 of my most important lessons. So this is in no particular order, but the very first thing that I want to talk about is not starting a business, or should I say starting a business without having any business skills. Now this might seem very obvious, but a lot of people, myself included, did this kind of thing, where we started a business, we were fresh out of working for someone, fresh employee mindset, and had no idea about business, thinking for some reason business was going to be easy, and had no business skills. And what do I mean by business skills? Well, there are plenty, but when I say business skills, I mean skills that are going to help you generate revenue, sales or copywriting. Now, if you're starting a business that's solely a service-based business, you are definitely going to need sales skills, without a doubt. If you're starting an online business where you're selling products through an email list or perhaps through a landing page or a sales letter, then copywriting is going to be very much a skill that you would need to learn. Now, I believe that having sales skills is beneficial no matter what business you do, because if you are starting, say, a dropshipping or an e-com business, then you're going to need to talk to suppliers and vendors, and you're going to need to negotiate good rates for yourself. So sales skills at the very minimum, copywriting also depending on the business. So number 2 is a lot of people get shiny object syndrome when they start a business. They see one thing and they go, well, that could be cool, and then they see someone else getting some results over here doing something completely different, and they jump into that, and so on and so forth, and it goes on. And this is very, very common. I know when I started a business, I had the business that I wanted to do, but then some other thing came up, and it wasn't very much an investment. It was like just doing short videos. But I invested in that thing. I was like, okay, that'll be cool. I can earn some money on the side doing that whilst I do my business. And my attention was split, and I didn't do either of them very well. But the main thing I want to discuss here is finding out what things you could be interested in, of which there are many, right? But do purchase some short courses or some low-cost courses in each of those things. Do them properly and figure out which one you'd be most interested in. Because one of them will speak to you, and then whatever that one is, disregard all the others, find the best person that you can learn from in that thing, and go all in, and don't stop until you're successful. Now, number 3 is consistency over intensity. When quite often, especially if you're a new entrepreneur, you want results now. We all want results now. It doesn't matter what it is, but quite often we can just dive into something without really doing a lot of research or market research, figuring out who our ideal prospect is, and we put out stuff just because you have to put out a lot of content, just putting out stuff, just bang, 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 taking like the shotgun approach rather than the sniper approach, and very easily you can get burned out. When I was doing a business, I was doing exactly that, putting out new ad campaigns, 2 or 3 of them each week, kind of just hoping that something would work. I did a bit of research, but I didn't really do enough, if I'm honest with myself. And so I was doing that, and it drove me to being burnt out. It was too intense. I couldn't handle it. But if I had just put out content and not been such in a rush to get results, and yeah, results are important, but taking the time. Business is a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you're liking this video so far, give me a thumbs up. If you're not liking it at all, give me a thumbs down. And also comment below what your biggest takeaway has been so far. Number 4 is practicing daily gratitude. Now this is something that is super important in just life in general. When I first started my business, I had a book called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. awesome book where it had like a 30-day exercises for 30 days that you would read a chapter and then do the exercise, each centered around feeling gratitude for whatever it is going on in your life, or for the day, or for your business, for your relationships, whatever it is. And by about the 7th day, I felt this huge wave of positivity come over me, and that kept going. But then by the 30th day, I just stopped doing it because it was the end of the book, which was a bit of a silly idea. What I've come to realize is that practicing daily gratitude, even if it's just for 15 minutes every morning, can be an absolute game changer. It raises your vibration, it helps you create money. When I started doing this daily, I started finding money a lot. I manifested over $10,000 in just under 9 months or something of unexpected income. So the possibilities really are endless. Number 5 is something that which could be quite difficult, depends on how self-aware you are, but we all have been programmed by society, and that's the reason we don't live our dream lives. Most of us are employees, and if we had the entrepreneurial mindset, we would have done the business already. If we could be successful by ourselves, we would have done it already. And so number 5 is figuring out what your limiting beliefs are. Now, there could be general limiting beliefs. Let's just say money is hard to come by. That could be a limiting belief that you might have, or that society has. But then there could be something more specific to you, and that could come from anything. That could come from a childhood experience, or something that perhaps a friend said something to you when you were younger, or your parents or your teachers. So really getting self-aware and listening to what comes up into what pops up in your head when you think of achieving whatever it is you want to achieve. Let's just say it's $10,000 a month. If you don't figure out that there's a limiting belief around that $10,000, then you're just going to be pushing shit uphill, trying to strive for this 10K a month, when in actual fact you don't believe it's possible because you've been programmed to believe so. And especially in business, where a lot of money can come in for not so much less work. It can seem like that at times, but you don't have to necessarily work so hard in order to make a lot of money. That's something that's contrary to popular belief. Say, a closer, for instance, can make more in an hour than some people do in a week, just because they've put the work in beforehand and gotten really good at closing, earning 10% commission. Let's say that the package is $5,000. If they close 1 or 2 a day, that's $500 to $1,000 a day, and just for talking to somebody on the phone. So it doesn't seem like they're doing a lot of work, but they've done quite a lot of work beforehand to get to that point. So figuring out limiting beliefs is number 5. Now, I'm going to give you a bonus one, and it actually follows quite closely on from number 5, and that is figuring out your self-image, because we all have a self-image, and our self-image is basically what decides that we were going to get the results that we get. Similar to beliefs, but if somebody has a self-image of, let's say, an overweight person, it doesn't matter how many times they go to the gym, their self-image will dictate to them whether they continue going to the gym, or even if they self-sabotage themselves. So they might be doing really well for a while, but after a while, maybe a month or 2, their self-image will kick in and they'll go, no, you're not that fit, or you're not supposed to be that fit. You shouldn't be going to the gym this often. And then maybe they'll drop a day a week, or maybe they'll eat more bad food and they will end up gaining more weight, even though they still go to the gym. So figuring out what your self-image is, and figuring out the self-image of the person that you need to become in order to achieve the results that you want to achieve. So I'll say that again. Figuring out the person you need to become and what you need to do in order to achieve the results that you want to achieve. So if you are, let's just use an example of losing weight again, because it's the easiest one. If you have a self-image of someone that doesn't go to the gym, who eats bad food, then obviously your new self-image is going to have to be of someone that eats well and also exercises, let's say 4 or 5 times a week. With that in mind, you are going to need to write out a self-image every day of, I am this, I do this is what I do daily, and then your actions will need to follow that up. It can be a lengthy process. Sometimes these things can take months, but sometimes it can happen overnight if you have what's known as a emotional impact. So those are the 5, actually 6 things that I wished I knew before I started my business. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a thumbs up. Comment below what your biggest takeaway was. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.